What's poppin', y'all? It looks like we're finally seeing, I wouldn't say the ramifications of the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef because this wasn't directly tied to it, but it was born out of the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. And it's hilarious that the first person to get harmed from this is none other than Rick Ross. So Rick Ross was at this music festival called the Ignite Music Festival in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, the other night. And he was set to perform. He was set to do his own set. So he goes on there, performs, and then I believe when he's walking off or towards the end, you know how the DJ can just play random songs? He had the DJ play Not Like Us. I'm guessing this was towards the end of the performance. What I'm hearing, which is the actual truth, is that they approached Rick Ross in a diplomatic manner and said, hey man, like this doesn't look good for us if you're to do this. Like it kind of makes us look whack in Canada. And I understand what they're saying. Some people say, oh man, you can't just play music. I think it's partially who's playing the music. So we already heard that in Toronto, a DJ was trying to play Not Like Us and the club owner kind of shut it down. And it makes sense. The club owner wants to keep a good relationship with Drake and his team, so he's shutting that down. Although I think that's different here because it's not Toronto. Sure, it's still Canada. But I think they realized that Rick Ross antagonizes Drake and the people he's beefing with a lot. And I think the people there, especially on the bill, recognize, hey, Rick Ross is about to play this song, record it, and then probably clown Drake and be like, see, I pulled up to Canada, I was in Vancouver, and people were messing with this song, dissing you, and I don't think they want it to be used in that way. That's just me guessing, right? It could just be, nah, we don't mess with this song, don't play it. That could be another viable explanation. So what happens is, I'm hearing Rick Ross, I wouldn't say press the issue, but was antagonizing them like, nah, I'm gonna do that and we gonna keep playing it and I'm not gonna turn it off. Like, who are you to tell me this? And then it ends off with some dude from the rapper Mercules. I thought it was Mercules, not Mercules. Kind of like Hercules, but then it would probably be with a C, not a K. Not too sure. But one guy from his camp swings on Rick Ross. I think he connects. I don't know. It turns into like this whole rumble. Eventually, they get Rick Ross out of there. Someone gets hurt pretty bad from Rick Ross's camp. He's kind of like slumped on the ground. They had to lift him up. So they get Rick Ross out of there. Rick Ross dips. He posts his plane. It says, Vancouver, it was fun. Till next time. Rick Ross didn't have many people with him. And of course, these pages start posting it. One page says Rich Forever, which is Rick Ross, met the BC, British Columbia Demons at a I just think that's so hilarious. Like, British Columbia Demons is, I think the beauty is in it is it's such a paradox. You can't help but laugh, right? It's like one of these English cities. And I'm not talking about London, right? Like London Demons is like, it kind of hits, but I don't know, like Hertfordshire or some place like that, Hertfordshire Demons. You hear it, you're like, bro, come on. It just doesn't sound right. But Drake likes it. Of course, he's going to antagonize the beef. 50 Cent comes at Rick Ross. I'll play you guys that video clip.
Hey, guys, I just saw a very unfortunate situation that took place in Canada. And I wanted to say to everyone, that I hope that brother made it home safely. I hope that he now has a different perspective and a better sense of what to do and what not to do while you're out in the world, that part where the young guy went like, he did this little move and got knocked the out, like right there. That does not reflect him. That reflects his camp, and he might need to go get the Dream Chasers or the 305 Killers.
And then even Pressa goes on there and says, want me to bang out, gotta be the next intro, no fly zone over here. And they're acting like they were pressing Ross. Man, that wasn't the deal. And if Ross was doing his own show, that wouldn't be an issue. But then it turns into this back and forth where Rick Ross's baby mama, who's been antagonizing him for forever, which is money. Rick Ross has a private jet, and he has a woman that he had a kid with that is a cretin. If I were to describe her in any other words, she's a cretin. She's just a disgusting soul. It's just, you can't even say it's a blackened soul. It's a rusted soul that has got like green gunk on it. It's despicable. So she replies to one of Drake's posts saying Drake with the star-eyed emojis. She also clowns Rick Ross on her IG live. So this chick was twerking with her son. He's like, oh, what are you doing? It's just, I see certain, it's very rare that I see someone behave to such a degree where I'm like, oh, this person person's not just involved in degeneracy, that's one thing, right? This person is just, it's a disgust, right? Because I don't like what Sexy Red does, but I wouldn't say Sexy Red is damn near downright evil. I wouldn't say that. Maybe what she's pushing is evil, but I think she's just oblivious. I don't think she intends to harm people close to her, even if she may not be like cool with them, right? To the degree that Rick Ross's baby mama does. And then Drake replies to her, my goat. And Rick Ross replies, he says, pedo versus granny. Which now you've got all this money, you've got all this success. Amazing musician, by the way, Rick Ross. We got to put that out there too. Pen is impeccable. Yet it can't buy you peace from this hell. It might as well be a parasite or a leech that's attached to you for the rest of your life because you decided to have a kid with it. And it's not like he didn't know that she was like this. He definitely knew. Most of these guys knew. Oh, what's funny is that today was Canada Day, which nobody cares about that other than the fact that Drake talked about it. I didn't even know it was Canada Day until I saw some clip about academics talking about it on Twitter. I was like, oh, what does that even mean? Is that supposed to be like July 4th in America, or are they trying to make this holiday relevant in some manner? Who knows? Yeah, I'll play you guys the video clip of Rick Ross's baby mama replying to it.
This fat ass ain't throwing no blows. Man, Will, they swung on your fat ass. You ain't done. You stood your fat ass back, man. Your scary ass. Your scary ass back. I'm looking good down from this angle. Let that got back, man. He tried to. Oh, they kicking the that security. They his fat ass up. Watch this there, dog. That fat got on khaki green or something. Look at him at his stank breath ass all in the nigga face with that doodle breath. I'm glad they smacked the your this bitch got there in the crowd like he run the city. Man, you ain't.
So we have all of that, right? And the question here is, I would say that this song, Not Like Us, Drake kicked it in this direction. He took the steering wheel here. But this song is so flagrant, and Drake's got so many political ties, you could call it. It's going to be hard to get spins for it organically. Not organically. It's going to be hard to get spins for it in places that want to protect their business with Drake. And since Drake's such a big artist, a lot of places want to protect their business with him. Goes to show that this song is succeeding at such an organic rate because people are actually playing it. People are playing it at their functions. Regular people with no connections, people that aren't tied to the industry, they're messing with this song. So it's touching the people, and it positions Drake even more so in this colonizer role because, so these clubs, so Drake's blackballing this hit song from these clubs that the people really want to hear. Even the people in Toronto want to hear Not Like Us. They're messing with it. The people that aren't just straight Drake meat riders. Like, I like Drake's music. For example, let's say I'm from Atlanta. If there's a song Distant Future that's fire, I want to listen to the song. If I have no business with Future, I'm not cool with Future, why would I care? Yeah, Future, I enjoy your music, but this is hard, and I'm gonna listen to it. And then if you come immediately after and play your songs, I'm gonna enjoy that too. This whole, oh yeah, you need to take a side. What is this, a sports team? I don't even care about sports teams either. So I think a lot of people are like that. For the most part, there are people that just enjoy good songs. So it makes Drake look like a colonizer where it's like, damn, people can't even perform their songs, or what? People are going to look at him as like a boss or something. The whole notion, though, that Drake sent this out, it's cap, but it's going to look like that, and Drake is going to do his best to make it seem like that just from, liking a couple of posts, this and that. I just hope Kendrick Lamar is fine. But he should be, because if let's say damage wise, did Pusha T do more damage to Drake than Kendrick Lamar? Like, Kendrick Lamar threw some dirt on Drake's name, like really, really bad levels of dirt, especially when he didn't say he was doing Diddy activities, but he did say he was going after minors, which is arguably one of the worst. It is the worst thing that you could be accused of, but we know it's not true. Most people know it's not true or don't care because they still enjoy Drake, and Drake isn't being blackballed by any means. However, with Pusha T exposed that the guy had a kid, and nobody knew that. Drake had a whole plan to roll it out, and people started calling Pusha T the real father to Drake's son. I think that was more emotionally damaging and frustrating to Drake compared to Kendrick Lamar. Like, Drake was not joking around, trying to throw these slick shots, trying to take punches like he is right now after this Kendrick Lamar beef, after he lost Kendrick Lamar, because he lost both of those. After the Drake beef, he seemed very perturbed and frustrated. There were also like things looming over his head where he's like, man, I could have taken it there, but I didn't reply because there were other people in my corner saying I can't do this and I can't do that. So I think the level of animosity that he had towards Pusha T was higher, and Pusha T was in more danger, and Pusha T was fine. Like, nothing really happened to him besides some person trying to rush his stage at, I think, the Toronto show that he did. But it's not like, the only time someone would have to quote unquote worry, I guess, is if it's a big festival or they're at some clubs in Canada. But this is the funny thing. What American artist is like, yeah, bro, let's go touch down in Canada and hit a couple of clubs that has beef with Drake? Number one, there's so many clubs. If you look at the top 10 clubs in the world, none of them are in Canada. There are way more clubs in America that are popping, and it's unless there's a bag out there in Canada, a poppin' rapper, especially one that, let's say, has issues with Drake, is not like, man, I can't wait to touch down in Canada. It's just not a thing. So hopefully everybody is fine. The problem with this is that Drake's homies that go to Miami might face some repercussions for this, even though Drake didn't call this. I think it's just an optics type of thing. And this is where, how people say, oh man, keep it in the streets, the internet. The internet is the streets because a lot of this is about respect. And if the world believes that you were disrespected, you have to do something in front of the world to let them know that you were not disrespected and you're not one to be disrespected. Even if the thing can be completely explained away in a different manner. It could be explained in this case, and then maybe it looks okay and people accept it. But if Drake's homies are just out there in Miami without any type of issue whatsoever, it doesn't help Rick Ross. I'll say that much. Especially like, the biggest boss. And this is why I don't like these things to get to this point. And I don't mean like Kendrick Lamar and Drake. I just mean, I think Rick Ross should have been more diplomatic about this. Nobody would have been like, yo, or maybe Rick Ross was looking at it like, yo, I'm not about to get pressed to turn off this song. And they put out some stuff about me saying I got punked. That's another possibility if we're to take a look at it from Rick Ross's perspective. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.